was my phone. It's in the bedroom.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Shortcuts for Your Soul. I'm William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today, I got a very powerful message I think we're all going to need to hear. In my meditation this morning, my higher self came to me, and I've been, with everything that's going on the planet today, there's a lot of ascension symptoms. There's a lot of highly charged emotional energies. A lot of humanity's past dense emotions are coming up to be released. And it's a very trying time for people on many levels, learning to distinguish what is right from what is wrong, what is true, what is from false. And so there's a lot of confusion that has to be ameliorated. And in my meditation, I simply asked the question, what now? What now? And my higher self came in with his loud, booming voice, simply saying, do not fear. And it wasn't a command. It was just a simple, powerful statement. Do not fear. And I asked, how can that be applied in our daily lives? Do not fear. What does that mean? And I'm probably better to let my higher self speak rather than try to interpret for it. And so I'll defer to my higher self right now and let it articulate the essential meaning and nature of what it means to not fear. Do not fear. This is a choice that can be made by you at any time to not fear. It must be a choice that you consciously choose in order to rise above your fear. You cannot rise above fear by chance. It must be by choice. In whatever you will say or do, or whomever you choose to express yourself as being, do not fear. Honor your expression. Stand by your knowledge of what is right and good. Do not submit to fear, nor doubt, nor any of fear's children. You came here to express the uniqueness that is afforded to each and every aspect of the greatest self, the I Am presence, afforded itself limitless possibilities for expression. It did not place you here to conform to a specific expression determined by others, but that others were placed here to enable one another to express the full potential of their individuality. And this requires a lack of fear and an extension of love. As a knowing expression of yourself, the best self that you can be and choose consciously, do not let others choose yourself for you, for it was given to you to carry forth your expression, the gift that was given unto you to be that which you are as you would choose. You may choose to defer the responsibility given to you by the greater self that simply said, be as I have commanded you to be. Be all that you can be to the fullest extent, with love in your heart, knowing that you walk forth in my name. There is a significant difference between cooperation and conformity, and it is very important you understand the distinction between the two. One is an imposition by one that thinks they are separate from the source. The other is a mutual agreement and respect for all. The distinction gets cloudy when the issues of today are marred by falsity, by deception, by greed, by anger, You must learn to discern, but discern so with no fear. Discern the truth as you know it to be in your own hearts. Do not readily accept things from this world, but come unto me within, go within and connect with who I am, and ask the great self to speak to you which is truth, as was done to this one. He asked simply, what do I do? And I simply said, do not fear. And what you will say and what you will do must come from this simple choice. Do not fear, and do not allow fear to be imposed upon you. The voice of truth, the words of love, are very different than the hands of deception. It is important you make a distinction yourself. Do not defer the great gift that was given to you to choose to others. Do not defer your greatness, your truth, your knowing, and that you can speak directly to who I am, yourself. And you may know these things, not simply because they come from another body, but because they come from within you, and were all the great ones that have fully honored the extension and expression of who I am throughout the ages of all men and all life on this world. Those that expressed thusly the fullness of their gift as it was measured unto them to give. They spoke of freedom. There was never force used. They spoke of love and cooperation, tolerance and acceptance, from the perspective of that which does not invoke the usage of fear. So I simply say to you today through this one, do not fear. Do not allow fear to darken your heart nor your mind. You are created in the essence of love, which is life, the extension of limitless love. And yet you are also given the responsibility to choose love or fear. You made that choice to choose between good and evil. And this is how you define your relationship to life, to who I am, to your world, to your family, to your friends. You define yourself by what you choose in thought and in action. Many of my children were what you would call today activists that spoke up in the face of that which was wrong, and did so non-violently, and created many great changes and many great cultures. And there is a way to do this now, but you must understand all change, in order for it to be as noble as your Creator could imagine it, it must come from this place of do not fear. A fearless mind and a fearless heart knows what is true, knows what is right, knows what is just. For it does not fear, nor does it instill or project fear, but it inspires and gives hope. You know when you hear the words of truth, and you know when you hear the words of falsity. Do not turn your ear to the wrong voice. Turn your ear inward to your heart, to your soul, and to who I am. For I am with all of you equally, but not all of you equally choose to align yourself to my voice. Many of you choose to align yourself to the voices of this world, and yet the greatest voice you could ever hear is in the silence of your own mind. Can you dare to go into the silence and listen and ask? For I will tell you, you will not be denied if you are able to listen. What you should think, what you should say, what you should do, should be inspired from within you. And you may ask any question, and it will be answered and guidance given. But you must not fear. Do not fear. Many have been taught to fear the Creator. Many have been taught to listen to those who think that they know the Creator. But the Creator is within you. I am with all of you within you. And you know, if you listen and feel, you will know when you hear the truth in your own heart, in your own mind. For you are, in truth, all things. But the difference in perception when you are in your body and when you are in your mind often muffles the sound of my voice. So be still and ask and listen. And most importantly, do not fear. Do not fear. So this has been my morning. It's an amazing thing when you realize that this intelligence, like it's beating your heart right now, it's beating my heart right now. Can you get that? The significance of that? That there's something beating your heart in your body. There's something doing that. And science has tried to understand where that spark comes from that causes our heart to beat. And it can't find that spot because it's not in physical time or space. It's an all-pervasive, all-embracing consciousness. Do not fear. I mean, when I first heard him come in, I'm saying him because that's how I heard that voice presented to my mind as male. Very strong, powerful male. When I first heard it, I literally couldn't stop the tears from coming out of my eyes when he said, "Do not fear." It was such a relief for me. Do not fear. And that's pretty much it that he gave me today. And whatever he's given you guys, I'll have to listen to this recording again to understand the fullness of what he's saying. But really, anything that tries to move you from outside based in fear isn't something you want to honor. Really? Okay. Yes. He's saying, come on to me. Go within. Go within. Your greatest liberation is within you. You will not find your liberation from this world, but you may give your liberation to this world. What do you mean by that? The liberation of your expression of who you are as your source intended you to be. This is the liberation you would offer others, to be fully and completely the expression of life that is unique to the form in which you find yourself expressing through at this time. For each and every one of you is unique. And so many of you have run out to the world to try and find the world's definition of what it thinks you should be. And this has failed miserably for many of you. It is important that you rediscover the unique beauty that is you, and do not fear expressing and being that which you are, for it is the greatest gift and the only gift you were given in life, to be what you are as it was intended, as it was given to you, but you must choose to express and to be that which you are. And it is this choosing that continues to demonstrate the effects that you experience in this world, your choosing. But many of you have surrendered this inner sanctuary. Many of you have surrendered listening to my voice. Many of you are attached to listening to the voices of the world, which are drowned in their own ignorance. But within you is the kingdom of heaven, where you are free, in which you were born, and which you may choose to rebirth yourself. You may rebirth yourself. Go within to the silence and call my name. Ask, and it will be given to your mind, but you still must choose to carry forth that which is given unto you. Yes, he's saying, I play a minimal role in your life as an individual, although I sustain you through the beating of your heart, through the spark which you must nurture, a spark which you may enliven. But this is a choice. So do not fear. This is so important because there's a lot of that in the human collective consciousness realm right now. If you allow the outside world to continue to determine what you will think, what you will say, and what you will do, if you continue to allow the world to dictate that, then you've turned away from the Creator within you, this infinite intelligence that's within every one of us, that's beating our heart and digesting our food and circulating our blood, and it can do things no scientist on the planet can do. Is it not better to go within and ask this intelligence that can beat your heart, 800,000 times a day or whatever the number is, can beat your heart so many times a day without you thinking about it? Wouldn't it be better to talk to that intelligence? I certainly am grateful that I do this, and I cannot say it enough. Please, if you haven't learned to meditate, haven't learned to go within, start learning to still your body, quiet your mind, and learn to reconnect to the very life and light that is within you. It's within every one of us. It is in you, as you. Please connect to it. Yes, thank you. He's telling me right now, the salvation of humanity requires the truth. The salvation of humanity requires of truth. What do you mean? The consequences of fear are different than the consequences of love. Why do you use the word consequences? Because each has its own effect in time and space as you measure it. Okay. Yes. So I'm just, there's just so many things I'm asking right now. One of the things I'm asking is, well, what do people do to get out of fear completely? And he just says to stop doing it. Just do not fear. Turn away from fear. If it comes up in your mind as anxiety or depression, because fear has many children, right? It has anxiety, depression, guilt, shame, greed. Fear has many expressions, just as love has many expressions. And when you recognize the expressions of fear through you or within your mind, surrender them. And then ask yourself the question, what is love's thought? What is love's expression here? What is love's thought? What is love's expression? Those two simple questions, yes, those two simple questions can give you an awareness of something different than what you might be entrapped in. And there's a lot of people that are trapped in fear. It's difficult, and a lot of people don't realize what effect different energies like fear and love have on our bodies and on the world around us. Not just on the world around us, but on all the other life forms on the planet. And even the electrical relationship between ourselves, the planet, this planet, and the sun. We affect it all. We're not separate from it. We're not separate from the sun. We're not separate from the planets. We're not separate from the galaxy. And what we feel is an electrical potential that alters the way our electrical energy exchanges with other forms. And you know this when a person walks into a room with you and they're really excited about something, and you can feel their excitement and you feel that energy, right? And it brings you up, right? That energy that they're projecting creates a change in you. Well, the same thing is true if you're in fear or anger. That energy put out has an effect in the world around you. And that effect is an electrical phenomena. Emotion is the organizing substance that restructures matter. Emotion is the fifth state of energy. This is something my guardian angel John told me almost 2 years ago. Emotion is the fifth state of energy, and it is what is responsible for organizing matter. And human awareness, individualized awareness, whether it's on the scale of a human being or the scale of a solar system, because a solar system has a consciousness of its own, just as a planet has a consciousness of its own. And our ability as an awareness to deliberately and articulate certain emotions and energies affects the electrical relationship between things, including planets. So we have 7 billion humans on this planet right now, the vast majority of whom are in a state of fear. And this fear creates very different effects in biology, physiology, chemistry, and it also creates effects in the energy around us. And as long as you think that your separateness from source is greater than your own individuality, you're sadly mistaken. And there's a lot of leaders on the planet who think that their leading is much greater than the infinite intelligence that's beating their heart. They're in for a big surprise. People that are leading with fear are in for a big surprise, because fear leads to certain consequences in your body. It leads to certain consequences in the space around you. And we got 7 billion humans that are affecting the consciousness of this planet and the relationship that this planet has with the other planets like the sun. We are electrically interacting with everything, and we need to alter or shift the emotional paradigm on the planet today from one of fear to a vibration of love. Yeah, thank you. And love does not mean you are passive. The one you call Master Jesus was very proactive. He was very proactive, but he was proactive from the vibration of love. He was not proactive from the vibration of aggression. He was proactive from the vibration of love. Everything he did came from that awareness, that all-encompassing, that who I am, what I am being is love. And everything he chose to do, and everything most of the ascended masters are doing, and working with many of us now on, is an extension of love, learning to become that. But love is not passive, it's proactive, right? And it's proactive from a very different way than fear is. Fear can be proactive too, but fear will be proactive in a detrimental way, whereas love will be proactive in a life expanding, a life enhancing, a life improving way. That's how you tell the difference between them. One expands and improves the quality of life, the other contracts it. So we're going to do some questions and answers now. Wow. I got a question from, I am drinking 1 teaspoon of zeolite, diatomaceous earth, in a large glass of water on an empty stomach to detox. Is it good, bad for me, and in what way? I don't know who this is. This is Raphael coming in for you, Kate. He's showing you like spinach, that your zeolite should be combined. I don't know why he's saying it, but he's saying your zeolite needs to be combined with greens. You need to combine it with greens for the assimilation that you're desiring to occur. Yes. And me personally, I know that the heavy metals that they've been spraying and stuff in the air are again, things can only affect you to the degree that your mind and your body are in alignment with that energy. If you're coming from source, this is why my higher self said, do not fear. A vibration of fear allows certain things to happen in your body, allows certain electrical chemistry to appear in your body that resonates with certain electrical chemistry and time space around you. whereas a vibration of love alters your chemistry a certain way and will have things affect you differently too. So ultimately, yes, I understand. And water, he's saying more water, Kate. Yes, yes, more water. Wow, I don't know why, Kate, forgive me for this, but they're showing me a picture. You need to go somewhere, you need to be somewhere in the sunlight, naked. They're showing me this picture of you being completely naked, just lying, literally exposed to the light. Okay? The light. They're saying it doesn't have to be direct sunlight, but it needs to be natural light. You need to be exposed. You need to get exposed to that. That would be in my mind, would be D3. And they're saying yes, D3. If you can get some D3, get some D3, Kate. Thank you so much. Great question. I'm just going to scroll up here. Where are we here? Hi, Carolyn. Question from Carolyn, 1111. Thank you for that donation. I had an incredible experience when I meditated this morning. What happened and who was with me? Thank you. Sorry, my higher self. I'm getting all woohoo. Good for you, Carolyn. You're bringing in your higher self and the ascended masters that you're open to working with now. This is really exciting for a lot of people. You know, when I got to that, I rarely get to a place where I don't know what to do, right? Or I don't know, I can't, I get to a place where I won't trust my mind, what I've been the personality that I've been conditioned to have. So I'll turn to inward. I'll say, what do I do? And there's a lot of us doing that now, Carolyn. So you're aligning. I'm told there are 12 ascended ones that work with you. But your divine feminine, there's something about it radiating out in all directions. Colors, lots of colors. Show me lots of colors to put out lots of color. Yes. Upliftment. The bringing through of upliftment, Carolyn. Yes. And color. I don't know why they're showing me all this color, but these 12 ascended ones that are working with you, particularly right now, like right now. Again, this is happening with everybody too. Like, as long as you're open to it, you're open to it. You've opened the 12. That's the words they're saying. You've opened the 12. But listen always within. Don't look for, they're telling me to tell you, do not look for signs in the world, for you are here to give signs to the world. I don't know what that means, but please let us know what that represents to you. Wow, thank you so much. Really appreciate the question. Question from Svenhild. What does Jesus think about how he and his messages presented in the Bible and as we know it today? Wow, thank you for calling him in. The messages, yes, he says that the messages that he brought through were very different than the ones that you read in this thing that you call the Bible today. I brought forth but one message, that of the expression of love. My opinions of what the affairs of others are not my concern, but my understanding of what it is I have been here to offer is of my concern. That understanding which you must find within yourself, which is what I instructed everyone to do. The kingdom of God is within you. Go within. Learn to still your mind and your body. Do not let the house govern your mastery. Love. Yes, love. Cool. Thank you, Svenhild. There are videos that he's done before on this too, about how the political climate back then literally railroaded his message. And for the last close to 2,000 years, a lot of the information that he taught was skewed and filtered with fear. Yes, he's saying a lot of what was taught after he was murdered was based in fear, not based in love. They taught you to fear, that they taught you that suffering was a good thing. They taught you that you should worship suffering. And that was not what he taught. He did not teach worship. He taught worshiping love, worshiping life, worshiping God. Remember that. We all need to remember that. Wow. Thank you for that, Kate. Question from Susan. I've been meditating now for years. Other than occasionally seeing colors, nothing happens. I don't feel what you all feel, vibration, messages. What am I doing wrong? I don't know who this is, but they're saying, tell her to stop trying so hard and allow more. And remember to ask in the silence, for you will be heard in the silence. Do not try so hard. Yeah, that's a really important step. Understanding that when your mind is quiet, that's when you ask. That's when you ask. You know, when my mind got silent and I just said, okay, what do I do? And my higher self came in and said, do not fear. Do not try so hard. Get into the silence and remember to ask. When you get into that silent place in your mind, when you get out of your thoughts, when you get out of your memories, when you get out of your concerns about the future, and you're in the present moment, because the kingdom of God is here and now. And in the present moment, that's when you ask. That's when you ask, what is it I need to do today? Where is it I need to go? And you ask from the place of silence, and you will hear in the silence. You cannot hear with the noise of your mind going on, right? Drusilla's question, my eyes have been swelled for about a week. Doctor can't find anything. What is this from? Wow. Somebody's saying to me she has to cry. She has not cried. She's holding this in. They're saying you're holding this all in your eyes, your tears. You are blocking these tears from flowing. Do not hold on to that anymore. I don't know what that is, but they're saying she has to literally let the tears flow. They're saying this is neither the time to go into detail about this, but simply to let your suffering go. Wow, cool. Thank you for that question, Drusilla. I appreciate it. Question from Kirsten. Any message for me today? Thank you. And love from Kirsten. Thank you, Kirsten. I don't know why. I'm just getting an image of you putting your feet up. Put your feet up and relax today. Put your feet up and relax today. Cool. Scroll down here. Question from Tanya. My crown, top of head is opening and tingling. Who is there? I am actually trying to open my clairs and meditate. That's exactly what you're doing, Tanya. They're saying when it's open, the tingling is just the beginning. The tingling is where you've now got the energy beginning to open the crown up. It begins to tingle. You're just beginning to open up. Stay with the sensation of the tingling, the vibration of the tingling. Don't get caught in the phenomena of the tingling, but feel the vibration, the energy of the tingling. That'll facilitate the opening wider. Yes. John the Baptist is the one that you'll connect to first. You'll feel his energy come down into you as you allow yourself to just feel the energy. Because the energy, not the physical sensation, is what you want to tap into. You want to tap into the non-physical energy that your body registers as the tingling. But the energy that causes the tingling is different than the tingling itself and will allow you to perceive things dimensionally different than you can with your body. Because remember, your body only has 5 physical senses, and it can only interpret information from these beings from that level that it's at. Your awareness, as an awareness, you, on the other hand, can become aware of the energy beyond the sensation, right? Which is why Master Jesus often says, you have eyes but can't see and ears but can't hear. He's talking about clairvoyance and clairaudience and learning to not use these eyes, but use the spiritual eye, which is sometimes called the pineal gland, right? So learn to really get into the energy and not the physical symptoms that you're feeling. Because a lot of people get stuck, oh, I feel this on my body. Don't get stuck in the physical symptoms. Get into the energy of what's being communicated that your body's interpreting as that symptom. Right, thank you, brother. Sorry, they talk to me when I'm talking, so it's really cool. Oh, thank you for that, Svanhild. Just going to scroll up here. That was I was channeling my higher self at the very beginning, SJK. You can call it source energy if you like. But yes, it was pretty cool. It could have been God too. Wow, I understand as I would often ask for signs externally. Wow, wonderful. So happy to hear that, Carolyn. It'll be a lot of fun. There's so many of us that remember the world, there are beings on this planet that want to keep you captured in matter. They want to keep you trapped in matter. And you can't get caught up in matter if you want to open up to your angels, your guides, the divine beings, God, higher self, the ascended masters, the different dimensional beings that are available for anybody at any time. Once you can shift your perceptual awareness from being just body, mind, localized to being aware of the energy, that what you are as an energy, as an awareness, right? So it's really exciting. For a lot of people, it's going to be happening really fast. Question from Oliver. How do I best release shame from my system? Wow, Oliver, I got this conflict. I don't know who this being came in, but they came in with this great sense of joy and compassion for you, that it is from your heart that you must let this go. You must let it go with divine respect. They're using those words. You must let it go with divine respect. What does that mean? You must have a deep respect and regard for this aspect of yourself which has suffered. Yes, with love. Release it with love. I'm paraphrasing. Whatever you call love, feel that love around that shame and communicate your love to it. That party that feels shamed is an aspect of self that you're holding on to that believes it's still suffering. Give it love. Literally, if you want to let it go, become aware of that feeling of shame and communicate your love to it. As humans, we can be so quick to want to get away from something we're uncomfortable with rather than having a relationship with it. I mean, if you had a little child that was feeling really bad because somebody called them names at school, you wouldn't tell them to shut up or get away, I don't want to hear that. You'd give it love and compassion. Well, treat yourself with that aspect of yourself that's feeling shame with the same love and compassion you would a friend or a child that needed your love. Give that to that part of yourself. It will transcend, it will transmute, you will transform it. And it literally, you'll recover, you'll recapture that energy in a brand new way. So you won't be fragmented from yourself, one part judging and fighting the other. You now embrace it. Do it from a vibration of love. It's very exciting. When you start learning all this stuff and you start applying it, it's like, wow, it's really very simple. Literally, it is. Yes, it is. It is very simple. Master Jesus is literally ask and you shall receive. It's that simple. But you must know how to ask and you must be willing to receive. Thank you. Great question. Oh, thank you, Svanhild. I appreciate that. Wonderful. Question from Inshira. Do the guides have a message for me this morning? I don't know why, but they're saying you need to slow down. I'm getting told to tell you to breathe, be in the moment more, to hear us, be in the moment more. So many are distracted by a future that is not now or a past that is not now. Do not be distracted. It's so important to not be distracted, right? Oh, thank you, Drusilla. I love that. Love you too, hon. Yeah, congratulations, Tanya. It's going to be a lot of fun for you. There's so many of us that people are so captured by the governments and the politicians and the rules and laws that they're not remembering to go within so they can know what to say or what to do. Don't receive your guidance from out there unless you know the guidance from out there is coming from a place of love and you can feel it in your heart. You can feel this. Every one of us can feel and know the truth. It was given to all of us to know what is right and to know what is wrong. All of us. But always go within. Is this true? Is this false? Tell me. You can feel it. And even when someone is speaking to you, you can feel if it's true or false. You can know It's in you to know the divine is within all of us, not some of us, all of us. In some of us, we're more aware of it, and some of us, we're less aware of it. We're caught up in the world, in the flesh, in beliefs out there. And we're, to that degree and extent, we're disconnected from knowing the truth. So take the time to go within and ask, about how do I deal with these new rules and laws? How do I deal with this idea? Learn to ask. A lot of people are so dependent on the world, and yet you got infinite love and intelligence built right into you, beating your heart, giving you life, and you want to depend on somebody else out there to give you life? No, the life is within you. The kingdom of God is within you. Learn to go within and ask, please, so you can know the truth, and the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. You'll feel it. A lie will always feel like you're feeling constricted and imprisoned. And everyone on this planet, without exception, knows the difference between truth and lie, although they may choose, because they have free will, to ignore the truth to live a lie. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people ignore the truth to live a lie. Don't be one of those people. Go within. Go within. Svanhild is asking, can the beings that want to keep us in matter or disturb our awakening be people we know personally? Absolutely. Sorry, Master Jesus stepped in and said, it's important to understand that there are those who do not know what they do not know. There are those who wrongly believe a lie, thinking it is the truth, for they have not seen my face to know what the truth is within them. So understand the difference between those that know not and choose to know not, and those who know not, but do not know they know not. For they are in ignorance, and many are led in ignorance today. It's why so many of us have come back today. It's why we are returning. It's why we're bringing this light back to you. From my own personal experience, Svanhild, yeah, there are people that you can personally know that are in darkness, but they might not even know that they are. I've got siblings, I've got 12 brothers and sisters, and some of them are in terror of this thing that's going on, the so-called pandemic. They're living in terror of that, and that's their reality. They believe that, and I have great compassion for them. I can't live in that kind of fear. It's not normal. It's not healthy for your body. Fear is not healthy for your body. And I have to have compassion for them. I can't judge them. I just have to understand them. They believe what they're told. And this is what they were saying earlier. Do not let the world determine your truth, but go within. Literally, learn to go within. This is so important. Because what you'll say and what you'll do, if you're operating from source, it might not be comfortable. You might have to go against the grain with the rest of the world. But I'll tell you, Master Jesus would not have done anything differently than what he did. He stayed in absolute 100% integrity and does to this point of time and space in his current incarnation on this planet, right? There are things happening on this planet that few people know because they believe the physical world is the only real world. It's not. The physical world is an effect of another level of consciousness, just as all the things that humans have made are an effect of our consciousness working with matter. Well, so too, we came into existence from another plane of consciousness. That's another day, another story. Thank you for that question, Svanhild. Let's see. Question from Baba Gira. What is Saint Germain's message for me this beautiful morning? Wow. He's smiling. There's a big smile on his face. And he's saying, you already have felt my message, for you know the beauty of this day. If you know the beauty of this day, then you know my message. Wow. Wow. Wonderful. Thank you for that. Isn't that the truth, though, isn't it? Okay. Where are we? 44:19. Perfect. Happy rebirthday, Carolyn. It is a rebirthday. Question from Doval, Queen, 420. I am at a crossroads and would like some guidance, please. I don't know who this is, but she's a very, very gentle, feminine being. She's saying, gently listen. Turn your heart your mind, your thoughts to that which is pleasing. Turn your mind, your heart, and thoughts to that which is pleasing. Turn away from that which is not pleasing to you. Yes, I want to define, yes, I'm just asking her, the word pleasing, she's using the word pleasing. And I questioned it when she said the word pleasing. So, and I asked her, it would be okay if I said this. And she said, yes. The word pleasing means that which uplifts your energy. Pleasing is that which makes you feel expanded, which makes you feel more whole and complete in thought and in body. So if you got thoughts in your mind that are, turn away from those thoughts. If you got foods that you're putting in your body that make your body upset, turn away from them. That which is pleasing will expand and liberate you today in a big way. Yes, she's saying she wouldn't say it quite like that. She would put it more gently than that. That you will be as free as the wind, is the way she puts it. You are as free as the wind if you do that which is pleasing. If you think that which is pleasing. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Wow. Question from Jana. My friend John, I presume it's actually Jan, has bone cancer. Any advice for him? Wow. First of all, great love to this one. Great love goes out to this one right now. Great love. And I don't know who this is coming, but I got Raphael coming in right now and Master Saint Germain. And literally they're sending this vibration to your friend right now. It is a vibration of love that he must accept, allow, and nurture. He must accept it, allow it, and nurture it. A gift can be given, but he must open it. What's another way to put that? To feel the vibrations of love as we extend them to all, the gift must be accepted. Allow this vibration of love to go to the place where there is suffering. Allow this vibration of love to go into the places where there is suffering, and the suffering shall be healed. Allow love. Yes. And from my own personal experience, you know, I've never had cancer before, but I've had enough damage to my body in certain ways that I've experienced love's correction in my body in profound ways. And when you can allow and align yourself to a vibration of love, and please tell your friend this, if he can access a vibration of, because our tendency when our body is in pain, our tendency is to want to get rid of the pain. And yet the pain is an aspect of who we are that needs love. It doesn't need further punishment. It doesn't need to be denied, rejected, hated. I don't like this. And how so many people go around hating their pain and discomfort. It's no wonder their bodies get worse. It's an aspect of self that needs love. Please, they're offering him love. He must accept it and then be willing to nurture that love. Communicate to the bones, communicate to the marrow, communicate to the whole body the love that he wants it to feel. Even if it's in burning pain, have him communicate love to that burning pain. The love will change the energy, the vibration of pain. It will. I promise you. It will do that. But he has to receive it and he has to nurture it. That, which means he has to then feel it and then be willing to feel that love going into the parts of him that are suffering, the parts of his body that are suffering, probably I suspect from chemo and other things. Every molecule in his body needs to receive the love. And please, have your friend do this as frequently and as regular as he can. And then please have him send his experience back to us. Please share his experience with us, please. It's important. Everybody needs to know that the body requires either two things, love or fear. Those are the only two energies you can work with in this dimension, love or fear. There's no Mr. In between. There's either love and there's fear. Those are the two polarities and all the shades of them in between. Love transforms and transmutes energy in the form of matter into one thing, whereas fear transforms matter and energy into an expression different than love. And so many people are trying to get rid of their pain and their discomfort rather than embracing it and really feeling what that part of them needs and to give it the love it requires, right? Drusilla a little earlier was talking about her eyes. And there's a part of her that's bothering her, right? And it needs to cry. It needs to be released, but it needs to be done from a perspective of love, always. And this, when we're teaching our classes and courses, we cover all that information. We train people how to begin that process, and you'd be amazed what can happen in just a couple of months of your life, learning certain simple things. Thank you for that question, Jana. And so much love is going to your friend right now. He has to receive it, though. You can give a gift to somebody; they have to open it, right? Remember, we can give him all the love that he needs, but he has to open, receive, and nurture that gift, right? Oh, you're welcome. Wow. I'm just scrolling down. A question from Suzanne. Is Raphael with my daughter? Wow. It's funny you asked that. He says, I stand by her, but her mind and her heart remain closed. She fears greatly. If she can but surrender her fear but a little, then she could see my hand. If she can surrender her fear but a little, she would see my hand. And with a touch of my hand, she will change. Wow, cool. That's the first time he's ever said that. Just scrolling down. I think we're almost done, guys. Yeah, the energies are very powerful. It's going to be ramping up. Please remember to take time, go within today, and ask for guidance. What should I say? What should I do? And sometimes you'll be asked to do things and say things that aren't comfortable, but they're right. But every one of us on this planet, I don't care what part of the world you are, every single soul knows the difference between what is right and what is wrong. But the world may have convinced many of you, and has convinced many of you, to believe that that which is wrong is right, and that which is right is wrong. And I know from personal William experience that I went through that process when I went through a lot of abuse, where I was taught that I had to accept the abuse that was given to me, even though it was wrong. Eventually, I had to surrender to it and accept that which was wrong was right, and that which was right was wrong. What was right was that I shouldn't be treated that way, right? But I had to accept that what was wrong was right, and it flips it around. And social conditioning based in power and control has conditioned a lot of people to believe that what is right is wrong and what is wrong is right, and it's what causes a lot of confusion. It's where a lot of people that have gone through abuse and suffering have learned that what is right is wrong. But that's not true. We're going to flip it back around. And the Ascended Masters that are here today with us, and going to be increasing numbers between now and December 21st. The numbers are increasing. The vibration is increasing. And the light dispels the darkness. The light dispels darkness. It doesn't matter how many guns or how many police or what you have. Light dispels darkness, and they're here to dispel the darkness and restore the light in a most profoundly beautiful way. And so go within, talk to your higher self, and as my higher self said to me today, do not fear. Do not fear. I want to wish I want to wish you a wonderful day. Also, if you want to support these messages, you can do so by becoming a Patreon. One of my Patreons, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. We do spontaneous events. We got a spontaneous Patreons only healing event coming up this Sunday that our Patreons are going to be participating in with me. We're going to bring several of the Ascended Masters for healing on this Sunday. Also, if you want to support this work, you can do so, as many of you have done today, through the Super Chats. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Every little bit helps. I appreciate that. Also, if you want to know more about how to connect your guides and your angels and other multidimensional beings, you can go to my website and check out our courses and classes, which start again in February 13th of 2021. And hopefully we'll see you there, and you can learn and tap into your guides and your angels directly for yourself. And again, I want to thank all of you for your questions, your time, your energy, your focus. Much love to all of you. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11:30 for Supernatural Saturday, where we will do the meditation to integrate the energies that we've brought through on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I look forward to seeing you there at the meditation tomorrow. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.